Ah, Krampus. This is not good. The item I get from him will be kind of interesting, but he is kind of a tough boss to take down. Not one of the hardest, but still, like, harder than some. Just sort of charge him right now, and take tons of damage, of course. Hopefully I'll be able to take him out without taking too much more damage. Obviously, that move when he shoots the laser beams is ridiculously annoying. His worst move, and what makes him kind of a really annoying boss. Apart from that, he's fairly easy. But obviously, I don't want to make it too easy. When you go into a deal with the Devil Room, it's kind of expected, since I've had 3 deals with the Devil so far. You have a 1 in 10 chance of fighting this boss. Sorry, yeah, you have a 1 in 10 chance of fighting this boss. But, as I said, it's like not really a big deal. You usually get items. I would have liked to have picked up an item from the deal with the Devil Room. Hopefully one of the like really overpowered items that make the game dead easy so I could actually complete it. But you don't always get what you want. So he's about to go down. And I haven't taken too much damage. Oh, I say that and then instantly take damage. That's unfortunate. There we go, took him down, and I get a lump of coal. That doesn't actually say what it does there down at the bottom right. If you're wondering what an item does when you start off, usually if you look down the bottom right, it will give you a clue as to what it does. And, it didn't say there, it just says my Christmas present, because this, that boss was added in the Christmas update, like, a year or 2 ago. Not sure how long ago this game came out. But anyway, it was added in a Christmas update, so that's why it's called my Christmas present. Just use the tarot card, the moon there, that takes you to the secret room. And I'm actually going to blow myself out this direction, because the boss is not likely to be up there. And this is a room full of with a chest in it, so that's quite awesome. Anyway, what the lump of coal does is it gives you increased damage for the longer distance. So, say I was shooting an enemy right here, it would do very little damage, but all the way back here, it would do a ton of damage. Or like all the way back here would do incredible amounts of damage. So that's quite a cool item to have. Ah, Peep. Again, really? Twice in one playthrough? Actually, I'm getting confused. I tried recording a video before this, and I'm not sure if that's when I've fought Peep, but that video didn't really kind of work. This one is probably going to work, hopefully. I've fixed all the problems. But if I say some stuff that I say happened but didn't actually, that's why. So that might answer some questions you had in the past and will have in the future that I'm getting mixed up with. Stuff hasn't actually happened in this video. So when you're down in the room, cause you take a whole heart damage per hit, you kind of want to get through the rooms as quickly as possible, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm not interested in those rooms because I can see with the map where kind of the world ends and stuff, or where the map ends. That guy there shooting at me is kind of annoying because he's like a doppelganger. He copies all your moves. And anyway, as I was saying, I can see where everything is, so I know the boss room isn't in those rooms kind of that I left alone. And as I said, I'd rather get to the boss room as quickly as possible. So this spawns a blood bank. Not really useful when you're down in the room, as the blood bank as well does a whole heart of damage. So, keep that in mind if you're ever thinking about using a blood bank down in the room. Not doing so well in this room. And to be fair, or not really to be fair, to slag myself off, these are pretty easy enemies. And I'm taking quite silly damage here. Another bad trip pull. Accidentally planted a bomb there, that was a bit stupid. So I'm going to spawn this machine and actually blow it up, because it's likely to give me hearts as a drop. And it did. It gave me, well, I might as well get that heart, because it's not really going to make a difference. Everything does a heart of damage in here. I'm not sure how I had that. Oh no, I picked up half a heart, that's how. Fistula, not liking this room at all. Oh, but I can fly, so I can sort of just hide in the corner here, when it's getting too hectic. A really cool item to have right now would be Ouija board, which lets me shoot through rocks, so I could just kind of stand here and shoot everything. But unfortunately I don't have that item. So everything's nearly dead in here. Just a few more hits, and this guy will be down. Didn't take any damage, which was good. A rare occasion for me when fighting that enemy. kind of gutted there. I got an Oh the Fool card, which takes me back to the spawn. Will save me some walking, but apart from that, it's a pretty useless tarot card. And I said all the tarot. What I meant by that is none of them are bad. None of them give you... well, that one's quite bad, but it's like not... They're never damaging to you. They're not like pills. They don't damage you. And tarot cards always do the same thing, unlike pills as well. So, Wrath's nearly down. Unfortunately, this isn't actually a mini-boss, so this is just like a normal room down in the Wim. So I won't get anything special here. I just kind of ran into him. That was a bit retarded. Probably shouldn't have done that. Now I'm going to eat my words, because I said I wasn't going to go out that way in the secret room, because there was almost no chance of there being... there was almost no chance of there being the boss up there, and the way it's turning out right now, it actually looks as if the boss is up there, so... about to eat my words if it's not down here. Which it probably is down here. It's more likely to be down here. Playing this through, you kinda... the boss is usually to the left or the right, most often. Sometimes... basically, it's usually quite far away. You never get it, like, 4 rooms away from you. It's usually, like, as far away as possible. But it is up in that section where I said I wasn't going to go because the boss was never going to be there. That's exactly where the boss is. So, that might give you reason not to listen to me in future, like, videos. Or just in this video in general. But trust me, I usually know what I'm talking about. I was thinking statistically there, and the statistics weren't on my side that time. So what does this do? Pretty Fly, I already had a full army of stuff flying around me, so that was quite useless. Oh, hopefully I can get that health. Yes, I did get that health, so I will go in peace now, because I'm quite happy with what they gave me. I won't blow everything up. I feel I won't get anything beneficial from it. No reason for keys. Oh, Peep again. You know what? I'm just going to get out of this room. I'm not prepared to take on Peep again. And I'm confident the boss is up this way. It has to be, really. There's nowhere else it can be. So I won't have to go back through that room and fight him. So that's an interesting tactic. If you find a room that you think, oh no, I don't want to do this, I'm just going to take tons of damage, you can just use a bomb to, like, blow open the door and go through it quickly. Yep, the boss is here. It's a shame. If I just started taking the chance and came here, like, right away, I could have saved myself a lot of time. But, I should be able to beat Mum's Heart, and you will at least get to see, what is the final boss, at least until you beat it 10 times. So, Mum's Heart, that's what it looks like when you fight it the first 9 times, but after you beat it 9 times, it turns into this. And what it does is it kind of just spawns enemies. And the only difference between It Lives and Mum's Heart is It Lives spawns, like, bosses. You'll see that in a second. So, doing not a great amount of damage. Mum's Heart just kind of spawns these guys and only ever spawns enemies. But you'll see what It Lives does in a second. Should be this time that it actually spawns... Yeah, there you go. So it spawns stuff like Monstro, Duke of Flies, Chub... Not that big a deal. You haven't seen Chub yet. Never got to... And in fact, I don't think I fought Monster in this playthrough either. Spawns Larry Jr. as well. I actually... Not so much easier. But actually, yeah, easier. I would rather take on bosses than, like... I would rather take on 1 easy boss than 4 difficult enemies. Or 4... You know what I mean. I'd rather take on 1 boss than 4 enemies. Because the bosses are fairly easy. So I find It Lives not to be that much of a... not much that extra difficulty, like not much harder, and in some ways even easier. So I should probably get my distance. As I do more damage, the further my bullets travel, and as you can see there, took those guys out pretty quickly, because of course with increased distance comes increased damage. So these are one of my least favorite enemies in the game. It didn't seem like it there, but these enemies you're only supposed to be able to hit when you attack them from behind. And a champion spawned there, so I was actually able to get an extra heart. Took those enemies out ridiculously quickly. Just going to charge here, because why not do much? That charge. So this is Duke of Flies. One of the easiest bosses to take out, as you saw right there. Just owned them really quickly. So this boss is kind of nearly dead. Is that a champion Chub? No, it's not a champion Chub. I just sort of doing red damage to it. Chub is easy, but champion Chubs are a pain. For some reason, he keeps slowing down. Not sure why that is. He's usually a lot faster. Right, so I've gotten this boss down far enough. Once you get it down to low enough health, which is kind of right now, instead of disappearing, like spawning enemies and then disappearing, it just sort of stays there and shoots bombs at you while it spawns in enemies as well. So that can be a bit of a problem sometimes, but I should, again, be able to take this out without taking... In fact, I don't think I've taken any damage against this boss yet. Maybe 1 heart, but that's about it. So there we go. That's Mum's Heart, or It Lives, taken down. And then you need to beat that 10 times. Every time you beat it, you get a new item, which is awesome. And then, like, every time you beat that boss with a different character. So once you beat it with Isaac, I'm not sure what the item is you get, but you get a certain item. Once you beat it with, like, any of the other characters, you get a different item each time. So this is the 9th level that you unlock. You can sometimes randomly get to it, before beating the game 10 times, but once you beat the game 10 times, you get permanent access to this level. And I'm going to go down to the left here, because I'm pretty sure that's where the boss is going to be. Problem with this place is not only does it do a heart of damage each time, but you most often get some pretty horrible rooms in it, just full of like difficult bosses. And as you can see, these guys, I did fight the Headless Horseman earlier, and I mentioned that I find these guys to be quite of a problem. So to get them as like a normal room, that's quite annoying. But I took them out without taking any damage. That's just through like hours and hours of practice I've been able to do that. Speed up, fantastic, but it's better than nothing, I guess. So this room, I'm probably going to take damage in because I hate these enemies. Again, you can only shoot them. You can't shoot them from the front, only from behind. And that can be a big problem sometimes. I'm not showing that they're a big problem because I'm sort of luckily just taking them out without even aiming at them. But usually those enemies cause me a big problem and are some of my least favourite enemies in the game. As are Leapers, and as are these Fistulas actually. I don't like them that much. Most people find them easy. I said this earlier. Most people find them easy, but I don't know what it is. They're moving very slow, and I'm getting frame rate slowdown or some screen slowdown, but not so much that it ruins the video. So this is Death. He is a pretty unlucky draw because he's quite a difficult enemy to take out. And I did remember saying that if I fought Death in the Womb, that was going to be me taking a ton of damage. So I'm actually just going to be invincible here for a second and then charge him. He's not so bad right now, but you'll see why he's worse in a second. So I'm just going to kind of spin around here and just try and take as little damage as possible. I kind of walked into him. That's kind of one of the worst ways to take damage from an enemy in general, just walking into it and letting it hit you. But it's kind of annoying, these rocks, because I'm struggling to hit him. But that's the annoying thing about him. He, like, sort of gets off his horse and then starts... you probably won't see it, but yeah, there you go. He spawns in those zombies, which I love so much. His horse flies about, and if you're not watching, can do damage to you. And basically, there's just a lot of stuff going on, and all in all, I don't like him at all. Oh, I know why I'm doing... why I'm finding the zombies really easy. I got piercing shots. Piercing shots allow you to shoot these guys from the front. These guys would be so much harder, and I'd be taking so much more damage if I didn't have piercing shots right now. I forgot I got that. Piercing shots are fantastic, and one of my favourite items just because of that fact. Like, it takes them out. Sorry, it takes them out without having to hit them from behind. It makes those zombies an absolute joke of an enemy. So that was actually... This is me just realising how good that pickup was. And obviously, I'm being able to attack both these enemies at the same time with the piercing shots. So another good use for the item. A fantastic item. A very rare item, but fantastic item to get. There is a, like, kind of trap room there. Not going to go in there because... Like, I've never been in one of them in Sheol, but they're bad enough in the women's stuff. And actually, you need full health to go in one of them, so I can't do it anyway. Probably gonna die against the final boss, but, you know, at least, hopefully I'll be able to get to it, so you can kind of see what it is. but stand almost no chance, like a 5, maybe 3% chance of actually taking it down. And it's not down this way, so I've got even further to go, which is a problem. And actually, I'm just going to blow my way out of this room, because I'm going to take more damage in here. Took some damage while walking out the room, that was quite bad. But I felt I was going to take quite a lot of damage in the room, so I just thought it'd be best to get out. Again, hoping I can get to the final boss, just to kind of show you what it is exactly. Chances of getting there are very slim. Never mind, chances of defeating the boss are down at like 0.5% now. So incredibly low, but not impossible. Just kind of, I would say impossible for someone of my skill level. I'm not good enough to beat the game with 2 hearts, because that's like, I can take 1 hit, and then after that 1 hit, if I take another hit, I'm dead. Oh, but I do have the 1-up. This is what I was saying before, you can take tons of damage, you can get to the bomb with 1 heart, die, and then fight the boss with full health. I forgot I got that as well. Some fantastic items here that I've just completely forgot about. Whoa. Not a great room, because that laser guy is obviously annoying, and those, they're like, I call them bomb flies as well, but I can't remember the names of those enemies, but basically they move really fast and explode. Not a good combination. And they're actually, when you're in the fight against the final boss, they spawn a lot as kind of like the secondary enemy. Or, taking lots of damage here in this room. Don't really want to be in this room. I'm probably going to die in this room, which is annoying. I kind of want to just get out of here. I died. Fortunately, I got my 1-up, so I will get to the final boss. But I probably won't defeat it. Again, just trying to not take damage, using my last bomb to open up that door. So this is Greed. This is actually a mini-boss that you get every so often. It's like a random statistical chance, a random percentage chance of you getting them every time you go into a shop. And if you have more money, it increases the chance of you getting them. So he drops a Steam sale, which makes all items in the shop cheaper. Completely useless right now, as I'm never going to see another shop. Annoying thing about this room is I actually have to take out the enemies. And I'm probably going to take some damage in the process, as I just did there. So there's 1 down, makes my life a third easier than it was before. Shows that I can do basic maths. Hope you're all impressed there. Nearly dead. So close. Please. There we go. So, now, this is the final boss. And it's Satan. Yes, you have to take on Satan himself, but it has 3 forms, and the first form isn't actually Satan. The first form is a random boss you get sometimes. Much like the Headless Horseman, you sometimes get this boss from time to time called the Fallen. And basically, you have to take down this guy first, and then you have to actually fight Satan himself. And then once you take Satan down the first time, he gets a second form, which is pretty ridiculously hard. And I've only beaten the game, like, I would say, like the full game, out of the 300 times I played it, I've only beaten it, like, I would say about 15 times. But to be fair, it took me about 200, in fact, about 250 deaths, or playthroughs, before I actually unlocked this as a final level. So, I would say I beat him maybe like every 5 times I fight this boss, I beat him. Maybe a little bit more of that, maybe 1 in 4. Definitely not 1 in 3. Well, 1 in 4, 1 in 5. Hopefully I'll get to Satan's second form so you can see kind of how cool he is. The second form of Satan isn't actually that hard. I have taken him out many times without taking damage. The Fallen is actually harder than him. So he just kind of does those shots, and sometimes fires a laser like that. Not a big problem, but it's his second form, or not so much him, but the, like, flies I was talking about, those bomb flies that cause you huge problems. Getting a lot of screen slowdown here, that's a bit of a problem. But hopefully it's not terrible for the video. There he is, shooting his laser again. He's firing his laser, and doing no damage to me whatsoever. Missing... So, just as I say that, like, I taunted him, and then he timed it right, so I walked into it. That serves me right for getting cocky against a battle against Satan. So really, it's kind of like the best way to take this guy out is just kind of to. I thought he was going to shoot the laser there, so I got out of the way. You can kind of watch his movements, and he gives signs as to when he's going to shoot each thing. He's going to shoot his laser. He's nearly down. I'm just going to kind of stand here, because his range is quite bad. My range is better than him, so he actually... or maybe it's just the Cuban meat and stuff that's actually protecting me. So this is Satan's final form. Probably, in fact, have like no chance of actually taking it out because the amount of damage I'm doing. But this is, once you get past this, that's you completed at least Vanilla Isaac. And you can fight this boss as a final boss in the DLC. The DLC I've never played before, but I've like watched people playing it, and because obviously you want to watch something first before you decide to buy it, just to see if it's like something you'd enjoy or if it's worth the money. Really anything, like even if it added like 2 items or like an extra level, it'd be worth the £2. So that's me dead there, but hopefully this was a first good video to kind of start off my Isaac series. Thank you very much for watching. Next time I'm going to play as Maggie, I believe, just kind of going through the characters in order. So there are 5 more videos before I actually get the Binding of Isaac Wrath of the Lamb DLC and start playing through that. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment telling me what you thought. And yeah, anyway, see you next time.